Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today I'm going to kind of update my first wolf, kind of, let's say. With Chayula, we have our third ascendancy now. Of course, we get the choice of power, making it so we get our flames from farther away, and we also have some support things that the Catalyst Rejuvenation that gives us cooldown reduction by getting remnants, and it's kind of easy to keep at 8 stacks. Of course, with our cross slash and pounce being things that do benefit from cooldown reduction, it's good. But I'm going to tell you, it's very likely that I stop the wolf angle altogether because there's a big game breaking bug for my build. As you know, I do want to be using flicker strike and charge stuff eventually with the power charges that I have, and I'm going to show the bug in another video, but I'm also going to explain it with how it works. Basically, even if you use charged stuff, let me get, because I don't have any way to get into normal form without getting catharsis out. Even if you get charged stuff on my Amazon, it didn't matter that much, but it seems that if you shape shift, you lose the charge staff empowering on the abilities. So my flicker is not going to throw the charge staff beams. So basically, I would be losing quite a bit of damage every hit because I do have like 300 bonus that it will be even more when it's with blindside and other things. And that's actually very annoying for me because I was going to try and get benefit from Lunar Blessing, and that also get the Infernal Cry and Mantra of Destruction to super buff Flicker Strikes. But if that bug persists, sorry, it's unlikely that I will be able to play that. And of course that makes it so I can't also use Shred or Pounce. So I may need to just change my whole skill set because my build itself it's going to work for Flicker Strike. Like, and I was having to get these nodes, and then this would be the choice nodes with my weapon set, and then I would get CI and get these three sockets, sorry, 1, 2, and 3, and get the other power charge that is over here, and some energy shield. But it seems my dream is dashed, and it's very sad for me. So I do hope that they fix it. And I'm going to, of course, make a short and a video about that. But now let's go into the build itself. We are not going to keep crying about it. So we are on a collect of Chayula. Right now we have 3 ascendancies. We're getting Waking Dream, Choice of Power, and also Inner Turmoil. Maybe I get Unraveling, or I get Sap of Nightmares. Sap of Nightmares would make leeching very easy with my chaos damage. I have a lot of the flames almost all the time, and they are more powerful, and sometimes I have a chance to create extra ones. Ideally, you also get one of the remnants wheels. You can get this one. Chance to get an additional and also further away, and there's also one over here because I'm going to get these sockets, so I may get this one. Chance to grant effects twice, and of course we would get the 2 for farther away. I think with around another 40%, it should be enough to have them up very on our range, because you know I don't even need to go that far to get them. Like, it's very generous. And of course, the purple flames of Chayula have a baseline of the of like around 7% as extra chaos. I think this is already counting that I have 50% extra, and then I also get the 30 from here, and also from the Into the Breach itself that also has 44%, and now they last also at least 8 seconds. Before they last 5, So it's quite a bit of a powerful thing that you can have. Of course, with Inner Turmoil, I'm going for the volatility route. Every time I chill, freeze, electrocute, shock, ignite, and other things, that's why you can have some fire damage, and also you will get some, when you are in your normal Chayula form, you will get from charge staff reliable shocks. And with pounds and lunar assault and other things, you will get chill and also freeze from it. I'm going to be very sad that I will have to shed all of my wall thingies. Right now, to generate power charges and to generate frenzy charges, we are using Combat Frenzy and Lingering Illusion. Quite good. Lingering Illusion got a huge buff. Now it's very easy to create them just by prancing around. Of course, right now we are not using power charges super strongly on the build, so it's kind of whatever. On some bosses we don't get them. It's okay. Of course, Savage Fury, because right now we are still on Wolf mode. And charge regulation is going to be very strong because we get more critical hit chance, and it did get nerfed from more skill speed to increase the skill speed, but we actually didn't have that much skill speed, so that 12% more skill speed was not that good for us. So it's actually very noticeable having that extra 24 skill speed instead of the more, because unless you were stacking, you didn't see it much. Now, how to generate the endurance charges? Right now, I don't really have a good way to do it. Sometimes I do get one from other things, but eventually we will get the armor break, and from armor break we get the extra damage. Now, Shred is our main boss destroyer. Even with only these base gems, Crescendo, Overextend, Rapid Attacks, and Long Fuse. Long Fuse is very strong because we can do 2 on the time it takes for a long freeze from Deep Freeze to go from Lunar Assault. And then we Cross Slash and all of those explode. Of course, you can also Pound and Cross Slash, and thanks to Pounds having the Frost, the freezing mark, you can see that is going to be very strong, and eventually of course we'll have a strong freezing mark. We also use Eternal Mark and Mark for Death, making it break armor, and also making it break twice. So that means that we can bounce and then Cross Slash, and the mob will still have the freezing mark for us to freeze them again, making us proc the bend from Batai's Vengeance once again. Of course, I also have Mark of Sephoning, because right now I'm not leeching from my Chaos or Elemental damage, so that mark makes it so I can leech mana from it. My Flicker Strike is going to have Perpetual Charge, Close Combat, Overextend, Inexorable Critical, and Blindside. It's likely that I take Blindside for Rage Force later. And also one thing, we are not going to be using Garukan's Result. It's very good for other builds, but not for this one. Why is it? Because even if we stack a lot of Critical Strike multiplier, we want our critical Flicker Strike, to have 100% crit. Meaning that we will crit all of the hits, and that's actually quite doable with some investment in staff with crit. Flicker Strike itself already has 20% more critical hit chance. Charge Regulation gives us again 20% more. And then from the things themselves, you can see here, Flicker Strike has around 69%, and we are still not fully done into critical hit chance. We can still get more on our helmet and on our neck, and from random things. Now going into Cross Slash, it's very easy. Close Combat, Blazing Critical, and Inexorable Critical. Actually, instead of Close Combat, something like Rage Force or something to increase the speed. Maybe you can put Hit and Run, so it's super fast. Going to be good. Savage Fury, we want prolonged duration, and efficiency, just so it costs a little bit less to pop it. Even if it's kind of whatever, you can have it cost less. Lunar Blessing, I'm actually making it do damage, but I also want it to last longer, so have prolonged duration, elemental armament, second wind, because there is kind of a little bit of a thing where you can use it, and then the cooldown itself is going down while you are using the Lunar Blessing itself. As you can see here, we still have one charge, and even if I use it now, it's still going down. Of course, that is likely to get fixed, because as you can see here, it has attack cooldown, do not recover during the buff effect. And now Moonbeams are actually super strong. As you can see here, 268%. And of course, it gets even stronger as more levels that you get on it. So you can, even if you can get it and it's cheap, getting one of the gems that gives +3 to it is very strong. And of course, you also want +2 on your gloves, +3 on neck, and +6 or 7 if you can. Around the essence only gives +5, but you can put those. Also, if you want, if you don't really like the shred and cross slash thingies, you can also just run around killing mobs with Lunar Assault or with Rend. Rend is also a super strong ability to just clear packs, and with a power charge it gets empowered, and if it gets empowered it gets less attack speed but a lot more area of effect. Now of course, the buff grants 50% of damage gained as lightning. So that means that if my thing actually worked with my walls and things durations, I would actually be using Rend to get at least that 60% damage gained as lightning. They will also get the Lunar Blessing, then the Infernal Cry and Mantra of Destruction, and all of that would make us destroy anything that tried to get close to us. But for now we are still both walking around. Maybe you can even have a beer ability or something to get endurance charges, but I'm not really interested in that. And for now, that in itself is my build. I'm not likely going to put a path of building right now, because I'm going to likely change everything here to quarterstaffs. And it's going to be a little bit different. For example, these points over here we will not be using, because Flicker, as you might already know, and we are also be using Fling, Wheeling Assault. Like, it actually got buffed quite a bit. Like, if you see the skill itself, now has a huge area. If you see any of my clips on the last season, it was a lot tinier and a lot slower. That's also, it got like a 30% more attack speed thingies. It didn't get any buff to damage, but the coverage by itself is very strong. I was going to be using a Minx, but no. I just can't deal with the reduced health. Even with the extra chaos is good. And as you might expect, of course, I did want to have the tech from the Soul Tether with CI. But I still need to check if someone told me that it works. I have some flat regeneration on it, on any piece of gear, so that 4% is less than what I have on regeneration, because we have only one life and we are regenerating like 10 per second. Have like 1000% life regeneration, let's say. But the problem is, if there is anything that disables our regeneration, we will just die on the next tick. So that's kind of a thing that I want to check. And if not, I will go just like last season, where we go kind of a hybrid build with like almost 2k life and around 4k energy shield. That should be fine. for most things. And that's everything. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.